And if you like the video or any other content on the channel, feel free to subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to 500, so subscribe if you like the content.
Alrighty, so this is going to be our battlefield today. We are doing Crucible of Battle with hidden supplies and Scorched Earth, so that's when we get to get rid of objectives. If we can hold on to it, burn it in the command phase. If we can hold on to the next command phase, it is gone. I think it scores you 5 extra points at the end of the battle. We're going to go do the deployment, and we'll come back after that and see how it looks. For the Custodes, I deployed my 2 tanks here back behind the line just so I can keep them from cover and hopefully get some shots all game. The captain and his wardens are up here pretty close to the deployment line since it is the search and or the Crucible of Battle one, so its kind of deployment is along this line here. So I have the captain here with the wardens, Blade Champion with the wardens beside Canis Rex. I also have Draxus with the Custodian Guard over here ready to pounce on some points. And of course, my prosecutor's cowering behind the wall on the home objective.
So we've got some first trial of the Renegade Raiders. Points literally came out today, so we're giving it a shot. I've got a Mauler Fiend here, and then I've got a Land Raider that inside has 5 possessed and a Master of Possession. Beside them is some Terminators with the Mark of the Hound. So they have a Scout 6 inches. Tucked in here, we've got some Cultists and some Noisy Boys. And then over here I've got a Demon Prince with wings that has the enhancement. He rerolls all hits and wounds if he's within 12 inches of the enemy deployment zone, which is pretty spicy. Beside them is 5 Legionaries. Got a squad of 3 bikes, and then 6 more bikes. And then a Rhino with Lucius and 10 Legionaries in there ready to do some nonsense.
First turn, 5.
That's a 4.
Ooh, so you do get to go second.
I do get to go second.
Okay. So Custodes go first. For the scout moves, just moved up a little bit, just make sure I can't get any charges really, or any good shots. I probably am not going to be charging into the heart of army anymore with my Custodes. So turn 1. Let's see what I draw. Let's see, I get Storm hostile objective. Luckily, I can't get that turn 1. Assassination. Well, that isn't happening. Engage in all fronts. Those are lovely turn 1 cards. Keep it on the trend of great turn 1 cards. I'm just going to recap my whole turn here because it's not much of a turn. I just moved my tanks back here a little bit, just going to get behind more cover. Rex scoot over just a little bit so I can kind of threaten both these sides if she decides to charge me in here. Moved up here just to grab this objective. Advanced with the Custodian Guard onto I could have got onto the objective, but I didn't want to get too close to allow Laura some turn 1 charges into my poor Custodian Guard. Alright, so that is my turn pretty much. There's nothing to shoot or charge turn 1, and I'm going to toss these 2 cards because they are garbage. Bring me up to 2 CP. We're going to go on to turn 1 for the Chaos Space Marines. And my mistake, there's a real Emperor's Children now. That's great. So what cards do you draw, Laura?
I have Assassination.
Okay.
Very familiar.
Yes.
And Overwhelming Force. Which is
not bad.
You've somewhat forced my hand here.
Yeah, you have to come after my people on objectives. So I go up to 3 CP, Laura goes up to 2, and points are still 0 to 0 onto Laura's movement. For the Emperor's Children movement phase, Laura moved everything right up the board, fast as she could pretty much. We got the bikes advancing, we got these, like a Demon Prince.
Demon Prince with wings.
Demon Prince with wings, he's on the objective now. Big old Terminator blob is on this objective now, so that's fun. The Land Raider and the Mauler Fiend have moved up here, so everything's going to shoot onto this tank, I do believe, because he's poking his little hand some. So we're going to see what happens. I did reactive move for free my wardens away from this group because I didn't want to get charged turn 1. I'm still close to being charged, but at least if she does charge me, she's close to Rex and some other units to countercharge. So that is the movement. We're going to go into the shooting phase. There's not too much to shoot. It's mostly the Land Raider. All right, like we said, it was a quick shooting phase. We had the Land Raider shoot into my tank. I did take 4 wounds, so I am down to 10 wounds on my tank. And that is all. There's nothing for her to charge. She is going to keep Assassination and toss Overwhelming Force just because I can move off these objectives if she gets close to them. So that is the turn. The score is still 0-0 going into turn 2 for the Custodes. For Custodes turn 2, what do I draw? I get Investigate Signals. I don't like the Investigate Signals. What else do I get? Cleanse. I don't like Cleanse either. Well, I had to spend one of the CPs I got to toss Investigate Signals, just because that just ain't happening. We're not doing that today. Cleanse probably ain't going to happen either. I don't know, but we'll see. And I get Storm Hostile Objective. So take objective back, that lowers on. So I get 5 points for this objective, bringing up to 5-0. So going on to the Custodes movement phase. I am up to 3 CP now since I spent the one I gained, and lowers at 4. Alright, so for my shooting phase, the Knight and all the tanks into the Mauler Fiend and the Land Raider, I was able to destroy it. Mauler Fiend blew up, did the damage to my Custodian Guard, and did a damage to the Land Raider. So the Land Raider's gone. So I'm going to do my charges on camera here, see if I can get some charges off here. I did take a lot of... I lost 4 of my Custodian Guard from Overwatch. I shouldn't have moved. I should have probably moved this way so I couldn't have been seen as much by so many of them. But what can you do? We're going to go into charges now. You live, you learn. Devastating wounds. Disgusting. With anti-infantry 4, no likey. Alright, so this unit right here is going to charge into these fellas right there. Why not? It's going to go in. An 8. Put that beside them. Should make it. The Blade Champion is going to charge the same unit. See if we can get some damage on him. Yeah! A double 1, so luckily he can re-roll his charges. To a 7. Well, no, he might be able to make it. We'll see about that. And these fellas here are going to charge into the guys get over the Land Raider. Need something high. Catch them. A 6 probably will not catch them. Okay, so recap of the Custodes turn 2. Went pretty good for the melee phase. I was kind of worrying here a little bit because there was quite a few of these fellas left until the Blade Champion went. He popped off, was able to kill, I think, 3 of them himself. And then Laura, I popped my 4 Feel No Pain 2 in the fight phase, and then Laura for this unit here, and then Laura attacked all into there. And then because of the Wardens, I was able to not take any of the damage. So that is pretty much my turn. I do get Storm Hostile Objective for 5, bring me up to 10-0, going into turn 2 for the Emperor's Children. Toss Cleanse, just because that ain't happening. Bring me up to 2 CP. Kept Assassination.
And Storm Hostile Objective.
Storm Hostile Objective. Not a bad one to get.
No.
And you get 5 points for this objective, and 5 points for the ones over there, bringing you up to 10 points. So the score is 10-10, going on to your movement phase. Alrighty, so for the Emperor's Children movement phase, she moved her Demon Prince out here, moved the bikes out here, and the Lucius and all his legionaries moved out here. I did spend a 1 CP to use Reactive Move just to hide that shield captain away from all the shooting. I just had to wait till they fell back some here. And Noise Marine got moved out here to get some shooting, and then I do believe this big old unit Possessed and some sort of scary character wants to shoot into this unit. I was going to use Reactive Move to get away, but they move so fast that she was pretty much on me now, so a Reactive Move, she's still pretty much a 6-inch charge. There's not too much point doing that. I'll check my captain, see how that works. So we're going to go into the shooting phase and see what happens to my poor Custodes. Fight phase with the Emperor's Children turn. I did interrupt with my Blade Champion unit. I got 4 wounds through on the Noise Marines, and Laura rolled 4 6s. So she took no damage, and then I only did 2 wounds to the Demon Prince. She managed to kill a bunch of my guys over here, and we're going to more combat. For the turn for the Emperor's Children, did charge into here. I did interrupt for 2 CP, so I'm out 2 CP. We kind of bounced off each other here. I did manage to kill a couple of the Possessed over here. She did kill 4 of my Custodian Guard. So the turn, she also gets Storm Hostile Objective over here as well. So as I said, we kind of bounced off each other a little bit, did a little bit of damage to each other. So now she is up to 15 points to my 10. We're going to go on to Custodes turn 3. For my turn 3, what do I draw? I draw Capture Enemy Outpost. That ain't happening. And overwhelming force. Kill things on objectives. So we'll figure that out, but I do get 10 points for the objectives for having this one and holding this. Bring me up to 20 points, so the score is 20 to 15 going into my movement phase. For my movement phase, I did bring Rex out with his movement 10 just to see if I can get some shots onto these bikes and hopefully charge this Demon Prince. Use my CP to fall back with my Blade Champion. I might do something with him. Not sure yet. Could put him to Possessed. Could put him into these Noise Marines again. Not quite sure. Brought the tanks out. Get some shots onto Lucius. Won't do a lot of damage to him. Could kill many units. Or even if I do, he'll still be strong. But just to weaken him down some. And this tank to get some shots probably onto these bikes. So that's the movement phase. Going to go into the shooting phase and see what I can do in my shooting turn. Turn 3 shooting. I did manage to kill these bikes back here with the tanks. Did take out 4 of these legionaries over here. Only one of the bikes from Canis Rex shooting, so that's a little disappointing. Nothing else shot. So we're going to go into the charges now. So I do need a big charge with Rex. I'm going to charge Rex into the Demon Prince. See if I can take him out, because he is a thorn in my side. An 8, that probably should do it. This Blade Champion unit into these Possessed over here. See if we can kind of give them a hand. 5.
That's probably in.
Probably is in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 5 is in there. That's all the charges to be done, because I did stand here to try to scorch this objective with this Shield Captain here. So that's my charges. We're going to go into the melee, see if I can do some damage. All right here. So a decent combat phase. I was able to take out the Demon Prince. None of the Terminators. So the Terminators didn't hit me back, taking away 11 wounds off Canis Rex. So not bad for some Terminators, because I'm on objective, so she's getting AP, an extra AP to her wound. So AP 3, smashes. Blade Champ, Operation Save the Inquisitor was a success. The Blade Champion came in here, picked up the possession unit. So we do get that objective back. So we do get overwhelming force for 5 points. I do believe that brings me up to 25 to 15 going into turn 3 for the Emperor's Children. I'm going to toss Capture Enemy Outpost because it is garbage. What's your magic cards?
Attempting target.
Attempting target. Okay.
And Capture Enemy Outpost.
Capture Enemy Outpost.
That one's actually somewhat doable.
I will tempt you with this one with all
out.
my stuff on it. That makes sense.
That 100% checks out.
You get, did you burn one of these?
I did.
Burn this one?
Yes.
So you still have this one and this one, so you do get 10 points on your primary as well, bringing up to 25 to 25. Going into your movement phase. Laura was able to plink a lot of my wounds. I think she took off a total of 7 wounds this turn off of my Canis Rex, just with bolter shots and stuff, because I don't have access to the 4-up invuln, so it's just a 5-up invuln with shooting. It's getting planked to death. And then the charge phase, just charge this unit into these Marines. She was able to also take out my last Warden. So I do have some melees to do. We'll see if we survive. Looks like there's any more charges coming in. Or is that
yeah, there's some more.
Okay.
These bikes are coming in. Oh, that's a 9.
Okay,
there.
bikes are in.
In with gusto. And these Legionaries are also coming in.
Okay.
That's a 7. They are also.
Rex is surrounded.
I think that's it. I think that's all the charges I can make. Because you moved away from me over there.
I did move. Yes, when Laura did move up in her movement phase to get over here, I did do a move. I did use my reactive movement because it was close enough to the tank, so I was able to move the sisters and the tank. Just for a recap of the Emperor's Children move turn here, did destroy my Canis Rex. With me on objective, getting the extra AP for all the melee weapons, Rex only has a 3-up save, so when she was getting the Power Fist up to AP 4, they were just smashing through his hull.
Actually, it's the Sorcerer and Terminator armor. If you play Chaos Space Marines, take a look at that. The +1 AP psychic ability, gold.
Tasty.
Very tasty.
Okay, so there's a hint from Lore, our resident Chaos Space Marine player. Oh, and over here, we did a little smash back and forth. I am down to 3 wounds, and I managed to kill 4 of the Noise Marines. I don't hold the objective just because with these Chaos Space, these bikers still hold the objective. So I will not be scorched. Laura's going to toss both her cards. I do believe the score is still 25 to 25 going into Custodes turn 4. So what do I get for my draw? I need a decent draw here. I get Deploy, Teleport, Homer. Probably not, and Defend Stronghold. That's probably doing pretty good just because I should be able to hopefully slow down these fellas here. So I do get 10 points, bringing me up to 35. We're going to go into the movement phase. Alright, so for my movement phase, I did just I moved Draxus out here so I could get some shots onto these Terminators. I am going to burn this objective over here with this unit. I spent 1 CP, so I'm down to 1 to fall back with my Shield Captain. He did pass Battle Shock. And then my Shield Captain, they failed over here, but didn't matter with Draxus because she doesn't need to hold it. It's just the Blade Champions unit. Tanks move up to get some shots and to block off Lucius. So we're going to go into the shooting phase and see if we can do a bit of damage. For my shooting phase, I did shoot into Lucius. I did take out, I think, 2 of those guys. I was only able to take out 1 of the bikes with this tank. I needed to do more damage. And then even the double shooting with Draxus, the first volley really kind of failed on me. I was only able to kill 2 with both volleys. So that does kind of hurt me there. But we're going to go into some charges, see if we can do a little damage here. Yeah, I might as well double charge Shield Captain just to see if he can be a hero. Alright, be a hero, Shield Captain. 8-7, he makes it in. This tank into these bikes. Okay, yeah. The 7. That's probably in. I'll just put it aside, I won't measure it. This tank down here into Lucius and Pals. We need a pretty big charge, probably a 7 or 8. A 12.
I think they've done it.
And then, just for the heck of it, I think it's real far away, we're going to put Draxus into these fellas. That's what I'll spend my CP on. A tank shock. We discussed it before and I forgot about it. So I will tank shock Lucius. Thanks for Lore for reminding me. So we're going to do that and then we'll see what happens. We'll do it on camera because he's only strength 6. Ooh,
8 dice.
8 dice. Alright, so I do need 5s and 6s to some smashies on this fella here. Yep. Ooh, that's 3 of the mortal wounds. That's not bad. Not too shabby. So we'll be back for the recap of what I can do in my combat phase. Okay, so a recap of Custodes turn 4. I was able to charge here and do some tank shocks and neuter this unit here. Lucius is quite damaged here. I did smash back with my captain, take out 2 of the bikes, and then the Terminators are quite wounded. I did toss my deploy teleport because I'm not getting that anytime soon. So I do still have defense stronghold going into turn 4 for the Emperor's Children. What are the heart of your cards?
I've got no prisoners.
Okay.
And secure no man's land.
Oh.
Secured.
Yeah, it's secured. And no prisoners. Okay. So I do believe you get 5 for there, 5 for there. Going in to Lore's movement phase. Legionnaires were able to mop up the Shield Captain pretty easily. The battle over here, back and forth, I did take 4 wounds, I do believe over here. 4 wounds over here. I didn't do anything back to Lucius. Over here, I did lose a Warden, but I was able to mop up this unit in return. Laura did get 2 points for no prisoners and 5 points for secure nomads. Going into my turn 5. Okay, so let's see what I can draw for my cards. I need to do good draw to get ahead of Laura here. I get Tempting Target and Behind Enemy Lines. Pretty terrible one. I might be able to do something, but we'll see about that. But let's see if I can get a few points on my secondaries. For my phase, I was able to do quite a bit of damage to Laura's army. I do believe she just has the bikes and some fellows back on this objective. I do get Tempting Target with this charge. I was able to shoot and charge into this unit. Let's see what she draws. Aerial Denial.
Extend battle lines.
Extend battle lines.
I'm going to spend my CP to get rid of area denial to see if it's something that's more doable. Deploy teleport homers.
Laura was able to destroy this tank. It came down to the last roll. I didn't have enough CP to re-roll. We tested to see what it has, and I would have saved it. But still, we got blown up here, and it does get Laura aerial denial for the small aerial denial since the center is right here. So she does get small aerial denial for 3 points. So it brings up to 65 to 63,
yeah.
Say. So 2 points win, right down to turn 5. A fantastic game. Like, you can't get any closer than that. Close all game. Both lists performed quite well. This extra AP is quite devastating into like your vehicles. Against my Custodes, it's not as bad because of the 4-up invuln, but against my vehicles, it starts ripping them apart because they only have 5-up invuln saves. Emperor's Children do win, 65 to 63. And thanks to Laura Collins. Always a fun time. I guess I played at her place this time, but it's always a fun time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by.